We are now just 103 days away from the official release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film is going to introduce many different aspects to the Star Wars franchise that fans have never seen before on the big screen, as well as J.J. Abrams really doing something very special for the characters of Rey, Kylo Ren, Palpatine, and a whole lot more in this story that's really going to resonate with fans once it hits theaters comes this December of 2019. Now, on top of all of this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that both Rey and Kylo Ren are fighting on board of the Death Star wreckage in the middle of a dangerous thunderstorm, where it's explained that they are using opposite lightsabers for one of the scenes. It's described that as Kylo Ren is using the Skywalker saber against Rey using Kylo's crossguard, where it's described that he begins to hear the breathing of Darth Vader, where Rey is said to hear Luke's Force Ghost voice, guiding her through the ways of the Force, telling her a passage of the Prime Jedi. It's explained that one of the sequences is said to involve a moment in which Rey and Kylo clash their sabers together, where they are said to be fighting in Cloud City, where both Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker are said to be seen fighting in the background. It's explained that as all of this unfolds, Luke's Force Ghost is still guiding Rey through telling her the ancient code of the Jedi. It's explained that this scene was all shot in IMAX and that it took around 2 weeks to complete between J.J. Abrams and George Lucas, and used revolutionary technology CGI for the scene. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that Episode 9 is going to be a movie that's really going to have a lot of tie-ins to the prequels and the originals. After all, this is the culmination of the Skywalker saga. It's all a matter of really just wrapping up the entire Skywalker saga, 40 plus years in the making now. And with that being said, this particular scene is actually said to be very intense and, of course, very much action-packed between the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren fighting on board of the Death Star wreckage. Now, we got a little glimpse of this in the second teaser trailer just a couple of weeks ago, and I gotta say, does it look amazing. Now, this particular moment is said to involve a sequence where they are using opposite lightsabers. So, Rey is using Kylo Ren's, and Kylo Ren is using Rey's. And as Kylo Ren uses the blue lightsaber that once belonged to both Anakin and Luke, it's actually said that he begins to hear the breathing of Darth Vader, whereas Rey uses Kylo Ren's crossguard. This is where Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost voice is said to tune into Rey's mind, telling her about the ways of the Prime Jedi, guiding her through the ways of the Force. And as all of this happens, eventually they clash their sabers, where they are brought back to the world of course, Bespin, or should I say, of course, within the Cloud City location in the corridors, where both Luke and Vader are said to be fighting in the background. Now, this is of course alluding to the flash fights that are set to appear in Episode 9 in some way, shape, or form. And the great thing about this is that this is JJ's way of truly introducing new and different aspects to the franchise that fans would have never imagined to see on the big screen for a Star Wars movie. And when we think about things like this, alright, how Episode 9 is going to borrow many different elements from Star Wars Legends, also known as the Expanded Universe, I think that's very ambitious of JJ to do something like that, because after all, a lot of hardcore fans love Star Wars Legends material. They love all of the EU content, or at least most of it. Some of it was pretty crazy and wild. That was a little odd, I will admit. But for the most part, in my point of view, the EU is pretty strong and had a lot of great points involved for the lives of Luke, Leia, and Han that's going to be used as inspirational source material for Palpatine, Rey, and Kylo Ren, and more in this story that's going to conclude it all. So, the other piece that I do want to go over here is that it's actually said that this sequence took a total of 2 weeks to film. Now that tells us that this is going to be a lengthy sequence where they are using both opposite lightsabers against each other, where they're using this eventually on Cloud City, where both Luke and Vader are said to be seen in the background. Now, this next generation CGI technology is said to really be pretty much ultra realistic, giving us ultra realism when it comes to the environment. I would not doubt that the waves that we do see in the newest teaser trailer is CGI. I don't really think that they created that in full. Some of it may be real, by the way, closest to the actors, but everything in the background, without a doubt, is CGI. So we can really only imagine exactly how large of this, scene is going to look on IMAX. I cannot wait to see what it's going to look like. And honestly, it's the perfect type of scene to go ahead and see in the IMAX version of The Rise of Skywalker. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.